Okay, welcome up on stage, Liselott Forsman. I always have to read the titles, they're so long. Executive producer of international projects, of course, from the Finnish broadcaster Yle. Let's give her an applaud. And then we have Susanne Glansborg, who is film commissioner, TV drama and international co-productions at the Swedish Film Institute. And last but not least, Katrine Fogelson, head of fiction for TV2 Denmark. Yeah, I'll bring my own glass with me to be a little bit environmentally conscious. Okay, so this is kind of the theme of the whole day today, Wednesday. TV being the new film, and of course this has been years of people talking about it, but now it's really, really obvious that this is what's happening, not only from a production side, production companies going into TV drama and talent, but of course also the audience interest in what is going on. I mean, even Woody Allen, who I guess maybe still writes on a typewriter, is going to do a series for Amazon. So this is really happening. Maybe you could each just shortly say if this is a trend that is obvious in your respective countries. We can start with Denmark.
Have this? Yeah. I think Denmark is a little bit special, actually, because I think DR have a really strong tradition to...
The public broadcaster.
Yeah, to make drama. And they have been doing television the Scandi way for 25 years. So in some way they have collaborated with the film industry for 20 years at least, or with the creative from the film industry. So in Denmark, I would say, it's easier, but it's been there for ages, I have to say.
Well, I work at the Film Institute and I look at the applications, of course, and then I see a clear trend that production houses, film companies that used to do production houses maybe turned into more reality shows, now turning back to more scripted drama. I see from the applications that film companies that used to be sort of focused on feature films are now turning their interest towards TV in big time. I see new talents coming, commercial production houses, and are not turning their talent. They are not primarily interested in doing feature films. They are now turning to TV drama. So definitely that's a big trend in Sweden, as far as I can see from my application.
And of course, just the fact that your position wasn't even at the Film Institute before you started, you couldn't apply for TV drama support before. And how long have you been there now?
2 years ago with a new film agreement that started 2013. So for 2 years. We were the latest country in Scandinavia, though. It has been, you could have support for TV drama since long in the other countries.
Yeah, so this means this time Finland was before you.
For once.
Yeah, for once.
I'm also from Finland, so it's okay to say.
Yeah. So you know, I haven't felt this gap between TV and films ever. You know, like that it would be less valuable in Finland to write or work for TV. I remember the old discussions. For example, in Denmark, before Lars von Trier made The Kingdom, about this being two different groups. But some years ago, there was another sort of discussion, and that was like when you educate young filmmakers in the Film Academy, and they really early start working for TV, producing in a TV-like way. And how is this affecting film? Because in those days, TV drama was a lot of talking heads, a lot of dialogue. It was not like the epic TV drama that we see today.
It was a cinematic visual.
Yeah, and now I feel that, wow, now it's great because cinema is coming with the talent auteur thing into TV drama. So it's also artistically they are closer to each other and everybody is fighting for the talent. And I recently read an article about Denmark for a few years ago when the issue was that that the TV in the film industry was worried because all the good writers go to TV because they have decent processes and they can work in peace and get money for the scripts. So it's also a question about how is the financing arranged.
Exactly, you don't have to sit for 1 year not getting paid in your own
to secure
chamber.
the talent, and that's when we come back to Netflix, because many people who work with Netflix, they said that they give you their money, they trust you, and they leave you alone.
So far, they do.
Trusted and yeah. So it's a question: what is the most attractive business for the talent, and that's where, of course, the talent goes.
It's definitely about the money, isn't it? I mean, there's a lot. I mean, movies are struggling, for obvious reasons. Less people going to the cinemas in many European countries. I mean, in most European countries, the film and television communities are completely linked. I mean, it's the same in the UK. It's a small film community and linked to television. But in America, is the big difference, because even in the agencies, they would have film agents and TV agents. That's the big difference, and that's what's all changing. They're like, oh my, people are crossing right over. We don't really have that difference. I mean, most of our directors would be happy and probably had done television and would come back to television. It's not such a big distinction. So with that kind of notion of the film TV is really, it's Hollywood having to look at itself and go, oh, I see, this is all changing a bit, I think that's really fundamental as well.
Yeah, and imagine the audience, like you are saying, that now you are producing something, you can have a global audience at once when you get rid of these geographical restrictions. Yeah. Because if you Google, how to get Amazon in Finland, though it's US restricted, there are so many ways to do it.
Yes, that is very true.
And so many people do it. So I think in the future it will be more deals like that from the start you go global. Yeah. Because otherwise there is the big grey market.
I think that's one of the reasons why Netflix have to roll out very quickly, because truthfully you can, or if you get as you know, a thingy in America where whatever I don't know what you call that damn thing you get, but anyway, you can watch the stuff even if you don't have Netflix. So
of course, we're here at a seminar called TV Drama Vision. We're celebrating TV drama, so we call it the brain gain. But of course, people talk about the brain drain from film. What would be the risks with all the money and talent going only into TV drama? Are there any?
How interesting, then you should ask film producers, because I mean we are very happy in the TV industry.
Yeah, you just want it like this.
Of course, and when I think about you mentioned Woody Allen, the Coen brothers, Jane Campion, these are I love the auteur theory. Yeah. It's been so much put in, it's been so much criticized for so many years, but I think it's coming back now to TV, because what we are looking for are voices that are original, and all these feature film directors that we mentioned, they also write. They are very into the script. They are really doing their own work, and they don't do what everybody else is doing. And I think if we get more and more of this trust to have your own vision into the TV drama, we are all winners. Yeah. It doesn't go away from the film. And as I said, there were years when I was worried that film is becoming like TV drama, because the young students too fast start to write for certain types of TV serials.
I mean, a risk might be, of course, for the cinema and the feature film productions, that where is cinema going, and where are, what will we see in the cinemas in the future? Will there be like art house films with limited audiences and festival films, and then big mainstream event films like Hobbit?
Pretty much the situation already.
Yes, and I think that is a
but
huge
except for
risk.
nostalgia, why is it bad?
I think of course the stories that you tell in the other films, not the ordinary stories, will probably be told in a slightly different way, but in TV drama. But I think maybe cinematographers might feel a bit left out. It's a big boom, of course, for scriptwriters today. Everyone wants the good scriptwriters, but I think there might be other talents around in the cinema world that
can't transfer as easily to TV drama. Katrina?
I think you get a point there. I think some of the great Danish TV shows, the directors of them has come from the film industry, done a lot of great films, and then brought the experience into the TV industry. And I think TV should be quite aware that we don't miss that connection. On the other hand, I think it's a format question as well. There's stories who's really good to tell in television. it would be difficult to put the Queen's life in 90 years into 1.5 hours. And I think that kind of looking into the story, what will fit into a feature film, what will fit into a television show, that is also something new we're more aware of, instead of having those huge film where they really is difficult to get in touch with the characters. On the opposite hand, have empty TV shows. It would be great if we can have been stronger on the formats in that case, I think.
I mean, one of the things you could say that maybe TV is the new novel, actually, in a sense, because that's what people really love. It's the serial story that they can watch.
The long dramatic.
And they can watch it pretty quickly. I mean, that's what Netflix has done, and not just Netflix, but binge viewing. Yeah, I mean, obviously it was the box set started it, but that's what people have got used to, and that's what people want. And it's just like a book, isn't it? You can't put it down. You can't stop watching it. And Netflix operate on that basis. When we were already in discussion, this is fascinating, on the Queen. So they're on the Crown. So they're anticipating, obviously, that people will binge them 2 or 3 at a time. So they want the shortest possible title sequence, and they're ruthless. The only thing they're ruthless on is a number of executive producer credits or credits up front. Because they literally want people to, they don't want any reason not to keep watching.
But then you just do a brilliant title sequence, so you always want to see it, like
exactly.
Game of Thrones
just
or True Detective.
Yeah, but imagine when Dostoevsky wrote Crime and Punishment for the magazine.
Yeah.
I don't remember, was it weekly maybe? But the readers, they had to wait 1 week to get the next part, and he had to write a lot of stuff because he had these all gaming debts. So it's a very good motivation for writing. And as you say,
a good literary introduction here.
Now what we are doing, so we are saying, let's do what they did to Dostoevsky. Let's put it all in. You can read it during 2 days if you want.
Yeah.
And I have sons, 18 and 19, and they are doing exactly the same as you. They do their own stuff. They watch YouTube, Twitch. They trust Twitch much more than YouTube because.
Let's do a short. Is there anyone here that doesn't know what Twitch is? I mean, you don't have to.
Andrea, would you put up your hand? Asking that. Okay, but Twitch is a channel that broadcasts live.
Okay, shame on you, first of all.
Yeah.
But
it's only broadcast
because you are in the
live.
business, this you need to know.
And I have 2 sons who are very much into gaming and live gaming and people commenting live gaming, and Twitch also broadcasts sports. And they said that YouTube is always mostly edited, so you can't trust edited. But Twitch is live. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
But people watch 2 to 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
Generally, and it's millions and millions and millions and millions of viewers.
Yeah, and also when
this is what kids are doing.
What your kids are doing. I mean, even they don't need your advice because they know what they want to do, and they can stay true to their own voice, and they've managed to finance themselves. And I think this is really important. Also in Finland, we have interesting filmmakers coming from outside the normal system, outside the film academy, starting to doing their films. It's a lot of sci-fi or fantasy coming up this way. And for now, we have it in the feature film business, and we have one film coming up with Samuel L. Jackson, The Big Game, maybe you know it. But I think the TV industry in Finland will also gain from this, and it is a good gain. But it all starts by really doing your own thing, and I think that's something we should take care of, how to make the talent be able to do their own thing before Netflix buys them all.
It feels terribly old-fashioned to stand here now talking about TV drama, don't you think?
I'm so sorry I said shame on you. I'm feeling really bad about it because I didn't know what Twitch was before, like 1 year ago. At the Nostradamus seminar, which we will have the 2nd annual version of tomorrow with Johanna Koljonen, where she gave the audience a hard time for not knowing it, and I was one of them, and now I'm a bully here. But anyway, Twitch, you need to check it out. So let's discuss formats a little bit. So how is it on TV2 Denmark and Yle? Did you make room for more TV drama during the last couple of years, or what's the situation like? Maybe Katrine, you can start.
We are. We are making a lot more drama than TV2 ever done. And I think it's basically because of 2 things. One is there's talent in Denmark who can write. There's good story to be produced. And the other part is, of course, the new finance, the view on the finance and the interest in Scandinavian drama, who makes it possible for a not that big amount of money to get more drama on screen. So it's a huge... I think I started 3.5 years ago. We had 1 show a year, and this year with a little bit of luck, we're going to have 4 shows in a Christmas calendar. So it's
And how many episodes is that then
It's
per season?
different between 7 and 10.
Okay.
Depends on how fast they write, I will say.
But
And
that's a huge
For TV2,
difference.
it's huge. I would say the fiction or the drama is starting to be looked at like big sports event, who is really needed to be on the channel. Otherwise, we're not a real channel. And it wasn't like that before. So it's new and it's very good that it's going that way. But I think the main part is that there's very good writers. Again, thanks to DR, who over so many years keep on doing good dramas, had a lot of really great staff writers, who's now creators and head writers. It had raised the level of good screens and good screenplays, and that's a big key to all of it.
And what about Yle?
Well, if you compare the Nordic countries to each other, I would say that Yle really produces a big volume of domestic drama, and have 2 slots running every week for 50 minutes dramas, and 1 slot for 30 minutes youth drama, which is lighter style, but it's 3 times a week. And then we have a comedy slot, and in our Swedish channel we have a Scandinavian drama slot, which is also really important to show. We have shown a lot of Scandinavian drama for many, many years in Finland also.
So it's a lot of original produced.
Yeah, yes,
stuff.
but of course these slots also show feature films that Yle co-produces, and so it's not the opening night every night, but still it's a big volume.
And what about the different formats? I know you had great success with #LoveMilla at Yle.
Yeah.
So maybe you can just shortly recap on it.
This is produced by the youth department, and it's really interesting coming back to the auteur and the feature film thing, because Teemu Nikki, who is the creator of the series, one of the writers and also the director, and has the production company that co-produced or did it for Yle, he has also a background in feature film, and he's one of these guys who went his own way, and he once had a project with a fantasy film that he was going to co-produce or produce, and then he had to stop it because it didn't work, because it was one of these coming, from outside, and then he made a documentary about the process. And after that, he's directed a feature film, and then he's done this series, which is like 70 times 5 minutes, web drama, which is also put on television, and with a really strong social media impact. And the audience is taking part in it, in discussing it.
And isn't it like of the target group, it's such a high percentage that like the Facebook.
Yeah. I mean, if from the target group, I mean, if there are more than 50,000 followers of Facebook, like that is a really big part of the target group. Maybe like 1/3 or so. I have to know how many young people that age there are in Finland, but it's a.
But it started on the web service, and then it came on screen.
Yes,
right?
and it's also.
That's how a lot of series in Sweden.
Yeah, and it's also been broadcasted, like, you put many of these short stories in a row, and that worked also well on television. I was in Italy discussing web drama some time ago, and they said that web drama never works on TV. But this has worked, and coming back to feature films, so now there is a feature film being produced on LoveMilla.
Okay,
so it travels
circle,
this time. It travels brain gain from TV to feature film.
And what about do you have some shorter formats as well?
Not at the moment, but we are looking to have it. It's at TV2. That's kind of our niche channel has an office 20 meters from me, and one of the things I'm quite curious about at the moment is when they go pitch a story in that department, then they walk 20 meters, and then it's 4 million. Higher budget coming into my office, and that I think we might have a look at. Of course, something has to look better on a main channel, but I think to keep on having a great industry in Denmark, or at least have an industry of television drama in Denmark, we need to produce more, so we keep on having new people coming in. And for that, we need other formats and cheaper formats, and we need to. They did it brilliant with the feature film doing Dogma some years ago, saying, we have to really do something else, even though it went okay. And I think we have to do that in Denmark as well.
Like a reboot.
Exactly, and we can't sit and say, hey, we're doing fantastic big dramas to travel around the world. We have to look into what will be the next and how can we continue this great development. So That I hope some very good producers will figure out for us, because we for sure need somebody to help with that.
Just want to ask you, Susanne, is it somehow restricted, the formats? Can people apply for funding for web series?
Unfortunately, it is restricted to minimum 3 times 44 minutes.
Okay.
So that leaves out web series.
That's quite a
half-hour comedy slots. Yeah,
weird.
It's a shame in a way, absolutely. Especially after now hearing that no one actually in the future will watch scripted drama. But I think it's the limited amount of money that is available that they thought when they put down the rules for this scheme that let's concentrate on 1-hour dramas and try to raise the level of quality, allow the talent, the people behind the series to have a longer development phase. And I think the main, the really goal was to be able to compete with the Danish drama series. That was, and in a way, of course, the bridge Bron had started already, but we feel in Sweden that we are on the way, actually. But I just, can I ask, what time do you broadcast the web series? Do you get a big audience when it's broadcasted, the small slots web series that you put together?
Yeah, I don't have the ratings here, but it has both on online and as you know, most of the target group is online, so it has a big share online.
But on linear TV,
yeah, not as much on linear TV. Ville, are you here? Do you know the numbers for linear TV?
They are not big in linear TV.
Okay.
So is it like 6 o'clock in the evening, or when do you broadcast it?
At what time was it broadcasted?
About 8 or 9.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we gotta start rounding up.
Well, just one
short
short thing,
comment.
because,
Yeah.
I just want to tell Susanne, I don't think that all TV viewers are going to Twitch. Absolutely not. This is a special group. I think TV will survive. And what was really interesting, I took part in Atlanta. I was there for a big gaming event, and there was also a big YouTube channel event that I visited with my sons, of course, and on holiday. and you know what? All these famous, in the States, famous YouTube channel persons who were up on stage, what were they talking? They were talking exactly like broadcasters, because they were saying, we need to keep our audience, so we need a schedule. They need to know that every Friday at 7 o'clock we have this type of content. And I thought, this sounds so familiar.
That's very interesting.
Maybe they are turning into us. And PewDiePie, who is from Sweden, you know him, of course, in Sweden, everybody, but he's giant on YouTube.
27 million.
Started commenting his own games, playing Minecraft, and now he is so big business that my son said that it's so sad that this fantastic Swedish guy, now the business has taken him.
Well, he making a fortune, I should think, from the live viewing, of course.
Yeah. And then this is also the interesting thing that when we are speaking about doing your own thing, keep the talent, let them have their voice, help them do their own thing. But then in the end, it's not so easy anywhere, not even online.
No.
Okay.
Not a very negative ending, sorry.
Let's give a warm applause so it's positive anyway. Thank you so much.